Next up is Hereafter, and it's a bold and fearless new effort from director Clint Eastwood. And this one is one visual, eye-popping spectacle that's hard to look away from. That said, however, the fact that this film is being hailed as Eastwood's visionary best is an indictment punishable by being pistol whipped by one of Eastwood's Western characters. Now, and I didn't even say even one of his lesser-known characters like the one from Pink Cadillac. Either way, Clint Eastwood should just pistol whip whoever says that. Well, this film is certainly better than Pink Cadillac. I would hardly call this a masterpiece. Hereafter is, an uncharacteristically sweet, kind of, brooding, and I would say meditative film. From the 80-year-old who's now busier than ever, in my opinion, and he's not going to please everyone sometimes. With its, strands of, guitar music and, I should say almost a PG-13 never-ending story, visions of the afterlife modernized. Blurry, it's a very blurry, foggish, kind of visualization, but it still works, and it really just engaged me enough. And a performance from Matt Damon that really comes alive, but at the same time, I don't think he was as good here as he was in Invictus, Clint Eastwood's last film last year, which made my 10 best list. Now, granted, they are two completely different films, but here's the thing: Damon knows how to is very controlled in his performances in many films like this. Matt Damon has been one of those actors who, despite the film he's done, be it good or bad, has never ever gone over the top of what is necessary for his character. He understands what he's doing, and he does that here. He's really excellent. Now, I will say too that also I got to mention Hereafter wasn't written by Eastwood. The screenplay is the work of Peter Morgan, who he's really going off the radar here with his usual stuff, that being The Queen and Frost Nixon, both politically motivated tension-building dramas. I guess he's just trying to really just up his game here, but this still isn't his best work. Now, okay, of course, this film opens in an Indonesian beach resort where Marie and her TV producer lover have been, resorting, I guess, whatever. Anyway, we get this a freaky-looking tsunami that's just really must hit home for some real victims. But either way, it really catches you. But either way, there's some important stuff here that really sets the tone for the whole movie. Now, again, I gotta say too that this film, of course, connects people's connections with the afterlife. Is what this whole film is truly about. Now, this film ages around 4 central characters really, who I guess you say just have that connection with it and what it means as symbolization and whatnot. I don't think Eastwood is trying to. A lot of people are complaining about the message of this film, and the whole thing about the afterlife and what's there. People gotta realize that I don't think Clint Eastwood is really trying to send any social commentary of life after death here. I really don't. People are, I think, kind of overanalyzing that aspect of the film. I don't think Eastwood is more. It's more of an idealistic view. It's more of just an idea he had in his head that he's just trying to get out there. I really think that people are being unfair to this movie, especially due to the fact that they were expecting some Oscar Avatar level, I should say, story here. But to be honest with you, this is right on par with Avatar, but it's not going to be as remembered as Avatar. As a film, it's on par with Avatar, but as a blockbuster, it's nowhere near it. But I could see why, this would differ from that aspect, because really, I guess it would have made the money as like Avatar, but people were expecting this to be an Oscar contender. I hardly think this is an Oscar contender, at least in my eyes, and if it is, I'm kind of going to roll my eyes at it, but judging from the general consensus so far, it's not going to be. Now, I'm not going to give away too much more, because I'll just actually give away a good chunk of the movie if I explain more in depth about the plot. I have a whole bunch of notes here, but looking on them now, I really can't read them off. Otherwise, it's going to spoil the experience. But either way, people who are fans of Clint Eastwood really, I think they should enjoy his, new path. Some of his more really diehard fans, dating back to his acting and dating back to the '60s and whatnot, they might not be so pleased. This is really off the charts for him. But I gotta say, this movie doesn't seem as goal-oriented as a film would. It's more a glorified version of maybe 2012, a film starring John Cusack last year. But either way, I was satisfied with this. It was actually slightly better than 2012. And at least Eastwood's honesty and bluntness is very much present in this film, and that's something I can always depend on in an Eastwood movie, no matter what it is. I give Hereafter 3.5 stars out of 5.